Hi, Hope Community Church. This is Brad. As I said during our last service, I would make some short video clips to keep you updated as we move through these highly unusual times together. The first thing is I wanted to make sure you know that if you weren't with us on Sunday, that we announced we will not be meeting the following 2 weeks, March 21st and March 28th. We'll keep you updated on this as we get closer to those dates as to how we're going to move forward. In light of that, the second thing I wanted to talk about was, as elders, we've met together, we've prayed through and discussed how is it we should move forward. We thought through what we're covering in the book of Acts, where we see when these people become believers, they started to develop these very close communities. And we desire to have those close communities, like we've seen occurring with our house churches and different groups that meet together. But during these unusual times, we can't, we want to stay connected, but physically apart. And with technology, I believe that's possible. So I would encourage you to, as you're staying physically apart, to not become isolated in the sense where you're not having any connection or communication with others. It's very important that you do have that connection. Several things occur as you have that communication with others. You can encourage each other. You can comfort each other. You can also know about needs that others have. As we met as elders, we talked about that we want to continue to meet needs that people have. We want to serve you well. So if you do have a need, or you know of other needs within the body that aren't being met, I encourage you to communicate that with either myself or the other elders so we can try to do that, try to meet that need. Lastly, I would say this. As I kind of hesitate to just give some general thoughts on dealing with the situation we're in, because I find that people will tend to gravitate towards one extreme or the other. The two extremes I see people kind of gravitating towards are one where you have people that are being paralyzed with fear, and then you have another extreme where people think of this as a joke. And I would just like to say a word or two on that real quickly. For those that are paralyzed with fear, I would just, and this sounds, I don't want to make light of this for those people that are feeling that heavy weight, but God is in control, and it gets down to the point we have to believe that or not. Is He in control? And the other thing I would say is this hasn't caught God off guard. He's not surprised by this. So he is in control. And I would just finish with reminding you that you are a child of God. You're loved by God, and you're cared by God, cared for by God. So hopefully that's some encouragement to you. For those that think this current situation with the virus is a joke, as a biologist, I find that offensive, bothersome, I guess is a better word. Because, let me say this, as a pastor, I would challenge you with this. We are to love God and love your neighbor as yourself. One of the most loving things you can do right now is to take this seriously and not contribute to others getting sick. People are going to suffer from this virus. And one of the ways to decrease that suffering is to take this seriously and not contribute to spreading it. So for those of you that think this is a joke, I would just challenge you with, are you loving your neighbor well by having that attitude? Are you loving God well by contributing to spreading of the disease? So so for the rest of us that are kind of in the middle of this, I just want to encourage all of us together that we are to image God well individually, and then as a body of believers, hopefully we image Him well too. Thank you.